What's up, Chris? What time is it?
It's on the rocks time? Yeah, definitely. It's the e-commerce hour, everyone.
It is.
I'm Chris. He's Jay, and we're here to talk about Shopify again. We talked last week about some of the new cool fancy stuff that's coming out from Shopify's new summer edition update. But there's so much new stuff that we couldn't keep it all in one show. In fact, we can't even keep it in two shows. This is this is going to be the second of three shows dedicated specifically to this because Shopify is doing so much neat stuff.
Well,
Um,
let's clarify a little bit here. So, yeah, we got a lot here, but it's not out yet, so we can't show it to you yet.
that's
So
right. That's why we
that,
need three.
yeah, that's why we need three shows. And you know what? If we're gonna jump into that, it might take
Yeah, another
four,
two shows. We'll see.
five.
At least two.
We
Yeah, we'll
shall
find
see.
out. That's
Yeah.
right. So um, last week you can watch a show where we talked about how Shopify is improving customer experience through some of the updates that they made. This week we're going to talk about how Shopify is improving your experience, and not just your experience, but your revenue. So there were some. We're going to talk about the top five updates from this edition, this summer edition that are gonna help to scale sales, to improve B2B commerce, and also to improve and update your global reach. So
That's
think about
it.
that as things that help growth strategy, things that help customer lifetime value, and things that also help with international selling. I know we talked the last time, like I mentioned, we talked about fixing your checkout, making it better. But now it's time to use that new fancy checkout to grow. And so these five things are things that came out in this that will come out. By the time that you watch this, it will have come out. But right now, as we're recording, it has not yet come out. But these five things are things that will help you with those tasks. And so, Jay, I don't know a lot about some of these things, so there'll be exciting things to talk through with you. The first one is that the Sidekick AI assistant got some upgrades.
Yes.
Um,
So on the last update we did, we talked about Sidekick and how it was
mhm.
introduced, and now they're taking it up a level. So
Yeah,
let's see what they're talking about here.
yeah. So we got some new capabilities. That's data diagnostics. That's AI image generation. What? Like you can start to use it as a prompter that way. They've also included, and I don't know exactly how this will work, but I'll be interested to see how it works. A live screen share, Jay.
I'm interested
I
to see
don't.
that myself.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'm super interested in how an AI assistant is going to be able to help you to support that. Right? Maybe it's here's where you need to click, that kind of thing. But I'll be super interested to see how that works. The idea, I think, is that Shopify is looking for Sidekick to be upgraded to like a junior analyst level, so it can be right there alongside you, but also allow it to be a designer. So it's like a junior analyst that can also design, which is a pretty sweet upgrade. Obviously, doing something like that and having these AI tools, and we talk about that on the show all the time, they help you to save time, they help you to get insights faster, and all of those things over time will help to compound growth because of the different work that you're going to get in there. Jay, as you think about these updates to Sidekick, is there anything that excites you the most?
Well, I think you look at Sidekick. It's gone from a basic chatbot into
Yeah,
a powerful virtual business partner. So
yeah,
it's actually they're going to be right there, like you said, by your side while you're going through all this. And with the upgrades, it now has multi-step reasoning to help you with things like cart abandonment. In what step did we lose them? Where did things go wrong? So last time we talked about cart abandonment and trying to reduce friction. Well, this is going to point out where that friction's coming from. So it's pretty cool. And to be able to create images on the fly, or
yeah.
possibly create ads or other things like that. I mean, it's
Right.
awesome. And the other thing that they've done, they've included support for over 20 languages. So Sidekick is going to take your Shopify experience to the next level for sure.
Exciting. So
Yeah,
I cannot wait, Jay, for you to show me how Sidekick works as you
I
get to
can't wait
dig
to see it.
into the summer edition, because it's going to be, uh, if it's anything, like even just the ideas of this are super exciting
For
to me.
sure. Yeah.
The second update that Shopify is rolling out on the summer edition is related to international selling. We mentioned that at the top, but there is a multi-entity and local payment expansion option. And so that means that you can run US and EU entities under one store. My guess, Jay, is that because that's being highlighted, that didn't always used to be the case. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Fantastic.
Think about this. You have Shopify Plus, and you're paying 2,000 plus per store. Now I don't know how they're pricing that, and there might be an additional fee if you're going to run multiple entities on one store. But yeah, if you
Yeah.
were running it before, you were at least paying 4K a month for two stores, and I would hope to see a little discount there. And
Yeah.
having the ability to have one shop and have it do U.S. sales tax and VAT in the same shop, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That is a great upgrade to see. In addition, Shopify Payments is now available in 16 more countries. So if you didn't get to all the EU or whatever, so now you get 16 more places, which means that you do get to expand that reach. And we've talked about that on this show a lot, about how having the ability to transact in
Yeah.
other countries is so powerful, and being able to do that all through one tool without having to integrate lots and lots of different tools can save you so much time and effort. So this is great to see.
And
Um,
one part of this that I think is really cool, Chris, is
yeah,
they're going to do payouts in local currency. So
yeah,
now you don't have to have effect currency effects,
right.
exchange
Exchange rates. Yep,
exchange
right.
rates effects,
Yeah,
and now you're going to be able to keep more of that money in your pocket by doing so.
yeah. And on top of that, to the same point that I was making about being able to sell in other countries, you also, because of these local payment options, you also have a higher international conversion,
Right.
because they can pay in whatever currency that they're comfortable paying in, and you're getting the money in USD or whatever you want to get it in. And so that does make a huge difference. And that's a super, super, super nice update that really will help those types of entities that are interested in taking advantage of the global market and giving them that opportunity. So I'm super excited to see this. And it sounds like too, in addition to this, there's a little tip listed here that you can use Shopify Markets with country specific offers, which
Oh
is
wow,
super exciting too. So if
that's cool.
you're, if you celebrating a specific holiday, right? With maybe it's one that's not available everywhere, and you don't need it to be you want to like have an offer just in one country because that's the country you're trying to expand in that weekend or whatnot. You have the ability to have these country specific offers. That's super exciting to see as well.
I think we also forgot one of the most important parts of this. You
What's that,
only
Jay?
have to have one set of inventory SKUs now. You won't have to have multiple sets of inventory across multiple platforms. So it's going to
Oh, I didn't even
simplify
think
things
about
there as well. So yeah, it's going to make your accounting so much easier.
that. Let's go, Shopify. Thank you for that. The third upgrade and update from summer 2025 is related to B2B upgrades. So B2B existed within your store. There were some like things that made it a little bit troublesome, like could be a challenge, lots of different things like that. What Shopify is doing as part of the 2025 summer edition is they are making a few edits. We talked on the last show about how, or actually not on the. Did we talk about it on the last show, or is this in the shorts? The gift cards. Was
That
that in
was
the
in the
shorts?
shorts, actually. Yeah,
Shorts, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So make sure
So,
you check out our
so we
shorts too on the channel.
right, yeah. So in addition to the five things that help your customer experience and the five things that are going to help you increase your sales, we also did five shorts around the like
The
little
five
hidden
most
gems that are.
obscure
That's right.
updates. Yes.
And one of those is that as it comes to B2B, the Shopify is now allowing you to accept gift cards from your B2B wholesale partners. This is a fun upgrade and a fun update. What that also means is that now your wholesale and direct to consumer, so your DTC shop and your wholesale shop, they're now in just one store. And so again, that's the Shopify is looking to do everything that it can to make your commerce as easy as possible by consolidating all of those things together. It's also as part of these B2B upgrades. There's also now a new min-max order rules set, so you can set some more powerful rules around your orders that go out. And Shopify, just like they're doing with global selling, they're allowing you to validate EU VAT IDs, which is super helpful when it comes to collecting VAT and then also giving receipts and all the kind of stuff that your European customers may need. So there is this opportunity, I think, with these additional upgrades that if you're not experimenting at least with wholesale, it's going to be easier to do it now, and it's going to give you this opportunity to maybe take advantage of some of that margin that you're leaving on the table if you're not. Jay, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, so Shopify is unveiling Shopify Markets, which basically is going to manage those multi-region or basically the global storefronts. And it now supports local selling for wholesale buyers, which means based on the region you are in, you can have different inventory, different SKUs, different catalogs, separate pricing. So it's giving you the flexibility across the board to set and tailor to your customers' needs, wants, and desires. So I think that's pretty cool to have that separated like that, and it'll allow you to break out from having just that standard set to being able to maximize in the locations where you are selling.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how all these things are working, because the things that we've talked about in between last show and this show can really, really be powerful for your business owners and decision makers.
And I'm sure that there are a lot of e-commerce sellers on Shopify in the US that think about selling globally, and they're not doing it. This is going to give them the ability to expand their reach. And yes, you're going to have to market to those audiences, but it's going to open up, that big blue ocean to you to allow you to, see what's out there and see how you can dive in there and take some of that business your way.
Well, I guess Shopify must have thought about this, Jay, because one of the fourth enhancement that we're going to talk about today is related to marketing and conversion tools.
Who would have thought?
And so if you think about the campaign stuff that you were just talking about, Jay, there's now a new campaign view for allowing you to see your marketing ROI, your ROAS on that ad spend, getting a view within the campaign to understand how that marketing is working, and getting to see where it's going. I think that that is always a thing that is a critical decision maker, and having that all in one place, there's no question that that's going to make it a little easier for e-commerce business owners to see what's going on and to understand the real value that they're seeing there. In addition, another upgraded tool is a pre-built customer segment, so that you can see your information based on those different segments. And then my favorite marketing or even retargeting tool is the idea of a unified discount code. And so
that's pretty cool.
Now instead of having to give out several codes, one for free shipping, one for a discount, now you can stick them together where you can give two things at once with one code, which I think is a super cool feature that'll allow you to target the people that you want to target and offer them the types of things that you think will be valuable to them. And so if you think about, again, your pre-built customer segments like repeat buyers or cart abandoners or those types of people, now you can hit those people with a very specific and targeted discount codes that can help to facilitate maybe bringing them back into your shop and getting those sales across the finish line.
Yeah, and being able to do that without having your own data team to pull all that data out and segment
Right.
it for you.
Well, that, and without having your ad agency to have to like go out and like
Yeah.
get on a call with them or anything like that. It's just right there in front of you. And in one other thing that's associated with this that I wanted to highlight too is that it looks like Shopify is releasing the Shopify Collabs mobile app for influencer tracking. And so again, it seems very much like Shopify knows where business is going. We've talked so much about how influencer tracking can be really important to e-commerce businesses because that's where the future of advertising is going to start going. It's going to be these live streams and the different things like that are supporting products directly. And so
Most
being able to
definitely.
track that and seeing how it's working right through the mobile app for these collabs, I mean, this is a great thing. It's good thinking, Shopify
Yeah,
on the forefront. Know what they're doing over there.
you stole my thunder on that one. That was the one I was
I'm
holding
sorry.
back there. So that's all good. I mean, we're both excited about the Collabs mobile app, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
Can't wait to
yeah,
see that in play.
absolutely. And that brings us to our fifth and final update for this cycle period for the summer edition, and that's some post-purchase enhancements. And so now, and I think that this is a super interesting development. I think about this. I used to work at Lowe's, Jay, um, in college, and I was passionate about inventory at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and I started my work at Lowe's in as a whatever a clerk, right? I did like your checkouts, right?
Yeah.
And as you start to get like more experience in that role, they start to put you in the returns desk. And at the returns desk, like people would bring stuff in, and most of the time you could return it, right, and it'd be fine. But sometimes maybe you didn't have the receipt, maybe it was a relatively inexpensive item, and so instead of giving you cash back, or maybe it was a little more expensive item, instead of giving you cash back, you got a store credit. And I always thought about like, well, I mean, that's a really great thing for Lowe's to do because it just brings you right back into the store later to spend the money again. And what Shopify has done is introduce this same concept. You can now issue refunds as store credits, which keeps that revenue circulating. And just like I was just talking about, it brings the person right back to the store to be able to buy something that is more of what they were looking for, right? So instead of you just giving that cash outflow, you're now just going to give a different product instead.
Yeah, it gives a good boost to the lifetime value of the LTV.
Right?
And
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
just keeps that customer coming in. It's like the other day I was at a store and like, yeah, can we give you a store credit? I'm like, sure. I'm just gonna spend it 10 minutes from now. It's all good.
Yeah, I already was here to do that. Sounds great.
Yeah,
And this also gives you the opportunity. It allows for a push for retention and
yeah,
not just acquisition. And so, Jay, when you think about that long term value, right? The comeback is where you're going to get that long term value from your customers. And so, if you
yeah,
keep them in your store, or you bring them back to your store, or like we've talked about several times, if you give them a good experience in your store, like that's what's going to bring them back. And
yeah,
that person, you've already acquired them, right? They already
yeah.
bought something one time, and so now you don't have to worry about acquiring them. You don't have to pay all of these costs to acquire them. You can just kind of keep them in the loop and make sure that you're retaining them.
And using some of those marketing efforts, you could probably segment
Right.
off those customers that have store credit, and ping them with
Sure.
special sales you have and other items like that for them to come in and use those credits, because you really don't want them hanging out that long. You want them to use
Right.
it and then come back again and buy something else and drop that credit card
Yep.
or Apple
Um, and
Pay.
then and then we've also talked about this before about how powerful that an increase in long-term value you get if you can manage a subscription service, right?
Yeah,
You want those folks coming back with a subscription, and so Shopify has introduced some subscription updates that allow for some additional flexibility in how people can subscribe, which gives you again that lower churn. It gives you that person coming back. It increases that LTV, and it just makes those customers so much more valuable when you can get them in the door. And so I know when I think about subscription models, the more flexibility certainly like people use stuff at different rates. Like that's just the facts of the matter. And because that's the case, right, Jay, I bet I use a little bit more shampoo than you. Probably.
Why would you say that?
It's all this hair back here. I gotta look a bunch of extra. um,
But you are so right that, because I know we use, we're talking Shopify. I'm shifting to Amazon here a moment.
Yeah,
But
sure.
we use Amazon for subscribe and save, and
Yep.
we have a number of things on there. And like you said, we use things at different times. 1 month we're going to go through this product in like 3 weeks, and this month we're going to go through it in 6 weeks. And having the
Right.
ability to push it off, change your dates, change the quantity, all that helps. And
Yeah.
by allowing the changes, I'm not canceling that order, and it's keeping that sale happening. And that's what
Right.
you want with this flexibility.
Absolutely. Jay, are there any of these 5 that are super exciting to you, or are they all about the same?
You know what? There's something exciting about every one of them. So,
Right.
yeah,
I agree with that.
I would all, they're all tied at one.
I love it. And so today we've talked about 5 updates that are coming out in the Shopify edition that are about playing the long game, right? They're about growing smarter, not just harder. They're about increasing your long-term value. They're about identifying areas where you can acquire new customers, and they're focused on all kinds of different ways to help improve your overall sales capabilities. So, exciting stuff from Shopify here in the summer edition. Like I mentioned, right here, you can head back to the episode 1 to talk about those 5 customer experience items that we talked about last time, and then if you've watched this and you're interested in it, Jay and I talked also about those 5 unique items that were buried in here that you may not notice or may not see right away. So catch the shorts if you want to see those as well. I'd also love to get some comments on which of these 5 are you most excited about? What is it about them that excites you? I'd love to see it. I know.
Not just future excited about. You're watching this next month. What are you loving already about the Shopify Summer Edition? So tell us. We want to know. And you know what?
Yep.
Let's start planning the next edition. What do you want to see from Shopify in their next update?
Yeah, what did we not talk about today that you were like, man, I wish they'd have updated X? We'd love to hear that too. Absolutely.
For sure.
Jay, any other thoughts about the summer 25 edition here, updates from Shopify today?
Yeah, at this point, I want to just get my hands on it, play with it, and figure it out, and talk about it with you, and share our experience with everybody out there.
That's right.
So excited to get going with this, and the 12th can't get here soon enough.
Right, it's almost here, Jay. We're almost there. It's so exciting. So again, I don't know if we'll be doing our review next week or the week following, but we're definitely going to be picking through and showing you the key features that we've talked about over the past 2 episodes and those shorts in a future episode, because we understand that talking about it is just talking about it in theory, but seeing it is so much more powerful. And so we can't wait to show that to you.
Most definitely.
And so if you are as excited to see that stuff as we are, subscribe, and then come back in a couple weeks to see us talk a little bit more about Shopify. Jay, any other parting thoughts or final commentary for the show today?
I would just say, hopefully you're watching this on the 12th, or actually you'd be watching on the 13th. And you've already started using that Shopify update. If you haven't and you're watching this, dive in. Just set up one of these updates and utilize it and see the impact that it's going to make. Because that's truly what it's all about. It's making the impact to your store, your bottom line, and your wallet. So jump in there and get it rolling.
Well, yeah, and that's a great point. We talk about that so much on this show, right? Some of the things, especially in the boring edition, were behind the scenes stuff that just kind of happened, and you didn't have to worry about them, and you didn't have to be active with it, right? This update has a lot of different things that give you the ability to be active in that change, And so, like we've said about everything, right? About AI, about how these tools work for you. The best thing that you can do is pick one and try to experiment with it a little bit.
Yeah.
They'll start to get easier. So maybe that's Sidekick, maybe that's collabs, maybe that's the maybe that's some global stuff. Like there's all kinds of different things that you can explore in this update, and we'd recommend that you do it. So give it a try and get out there. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We look forward to bringing you again in the future some more updates related to this edition, some live. Here's what it looks like, and here's what you need to look out for type stuff. But in the meantime, we'll be back here again next week with some topic, maybe something else. But we'll definitely be here. And we look forward to sharing our thoughts about e-commerce with you. So thank you for watching and spending the time with the e-commerce hour. I'm Chris. He's Jay. We'll see you next time.
Remove that friction from your sales experience. Increase your sales. Do it. You got this.
Let's go.